Hi everyone, welcome back to another mukbang and movie. Welcome back everybody, and like I said, another keto mukbang and a movie. And I'll tell you a little bit about the movie in just a few minutes here. I just got it started. But let me start with my keto dinner. I am having four, or not quite, 3.5 meatballs I made, extra lean ground turkey, and I did them in a little bit of Alfredo sauce that I got from Aldi's. I do not have a serving size, which would be like a 3/4 of a cup. I have less than that. I only have like maybe a little, about half that, because I just kind of have it on the meatballs or whatever. And then I'm having cauliflower mashed potatoes. These are the ones you get it at Walmart in the frozen section. And I am having a little bit less than half of the container, well, a serving size. So my total carb count here would be, with the sour cream on there, would be 6 carbs. So it's like mashed potatoes and like instead of like a meatloaf, meatballs. So yummy. Let's dig in. I got a little bit of salt and pepper and butter on these cauliflower mash. Oh my gosh, that tastes so good. When you put in the sour cream and the butter, I mean, I'm sorry, but I do not miss mashed potatoes. I actually like the taste of this better, and it's so close to mashed potatoes. So let's dip that on my meatball. Yummy. So how is everybody doing, and what is everybody eating? I hope it's low carb, but if not, let me know down in the comment box what you're having for dinner. This is delicious. It would be lower carb because it's extra lean ground turkey. Other than the sauce that I use, which wasn't very much, the Alfredo sauce and the sour cream and the butter, it wouldn't be too high in fat. Because I used less than a half a pat of butter. It just melted over to the side here. And I used 1 tablespoon of sour cream instead of 2. So, to make it a little less fattening. It was plenty. So yummy. So, I had a great day today. Today is Sunday. I went to church and the pastor preached on love and how the unconditional love that the Lord gives us doesn't even come close to the way that we love. Like the pastor was saying, like if you ask somebody, what does love mean to you? Everybody's going to have a different, opinion or a different way of saying it. So I look at love as being patient and kind and just, like just being there for the person, understanding the person, caring for the person, things like that. That's how I look at love. I just look at love as being so patient and so, kind to somebody. And, you know, that's how I look at love, like an unconditional love. And of course, I'm a mother, so I have an unconditional love. I'm a wife. I have an unconditional love for my husband. And of course, my unconditional love for God. But of course, we all know that we do not love the way God loves. His love is amazing. He loves you no matter what, and he loves everybody. I mean, he sent his only son to die on the cross to save all of us. So it's amazing. But anyways, after church, I decided I wanted to watch a Christian movie, which is called Fireproof with Kurt Cameron and Aaron Bethia, I think it's called. Great movie. It is based on a marriage that is about to have a bad divorce. And through the movie, his dad comes in and intervenes and asks him to do what is called a love dare. And it actually is real. Here is the book, The Love Dare. It's a 40-day challenge that they actually ask people now to do before they will even take you into court and have a, let you have the divorce or whatever. They ask you to do this challenge first. It has saved many marriages. It's even people haven't even had to go to counseling doing this dare. It's amazing. But you know why? Because it's of God. I got this from Hobby Lobby. I paid $8.99 for it. I love it. I have done the dare. It's wonderful. I love the movie. It's right there next to my top favorite, which is Wizard of Oz, and that. These two together are my top number one movies. I love them. I love Christian movies, but I love this movie, and I love how a marriage can be saved when you keep the Lord in there. And this movie is so good how it starts off, this challenge he goes to take, he's not really into it till halfway through his dare. And when he gets to the middle part of the dare, how he now adds God in and things start to really intervene. He starts off not even really wanting to do the dare, not putting his heart into it or anything. But when he finally does put his heart into it and add God into it, it's a huge difference. And it's an amazing movie. If you've never seen it, rent it. If you're having problems in your marriage, do this. If you are not having problems, do it. It'll just make your marriage better. It is amazing. So, but it just shows you that life has a lot of trials and tributes. And just like I'm going through a really hard time in my life right now, but I've got God and He's helping me get through it. Things have been tough. This is a really touching movie for me. I might get a little emotional through it, but I will try to stay positive and enjoy my mukbang and my movie with you guys. Kirk Cameron's a very good actor. In fact, a little fun fact about the movie, at the end when they kiss, him and the actress, he wouldn't even kiss her. He said that I will only kiss my wife. So they have to, of course, do a little bit of a back scene so it's farther away, and it's actually his wife he's kissing because he is a very strong Christian. If you ever seen Kirk Cameron, he played in that Growing Pains. I think right during that time or towards the end is when he became a Christian and gave his life to God. And he's a very good Christian, a very, very much man of God. And he's made a lot of movies and he's really awesome. You guys definitely got to check out his movies, but definitely check out Fireproof. So, so yummy. Oh, and I'm having a Powerade Zero, the fruit punch again. So yeah, people think sometimes marriage, when you're having problems, it's going to be greener on the other side. Well, it's not always that way. And God truly believes in marriage. Marriage is very sacred to the Lord. And He only, accepts divorce if a person is cheating or has deserted you. But God would still want you to try to work it out, try to make it work, make your marriage work. Because when you get married in the eyes of God, it's through good and bad, sickness and in health, through just hard times and everything, and it's supposed to be till death do you part. That's what God wants. So anybody out there struggling in their marriage, try to do this. It definitely makes a difference. Get God in your life. That's very important, to have God in your life and do a lot of praying, and try not to be so quick to anger. Anger is what the devil wants. And the devil wants divorce. He don't want people happy and together. So if you can make your marriage work and it's worth it, at least make an attempt to try to make it work. So. I love that saying. It said, a woman is like a rose. Treat her good and she'll bloom. Treat her bad and she'll wilt. It is important to treat a woman with respect, especially try not to make her cry, because God does not like when a woman cries. If a man has made her cry, God does not like that. It hurts God very much. I talk about that in the Bible. Love being charity. God said to love your wife. That's what He wants. And we are supposed to respect our husbands and love and respect our husbands and obey them. And they are supposed to love and cherish us. It's important in a marriage for both a husband and wife to be loving and kind and caring. You're going to have tough times. That's why it says in the vows, through good and bad. You're not going to have perfect days. Nobody has a perfect day. But sometimes divorces happen, and they were meant to happen. Sometimes it's just a fact of life, and it's just something people have to accept. What I hate is sometimes people get married, and divorce rate is really high nowadays. I hate it when people get married with the intentions of, well, if it just doesn't work, I'll just leave. They don't go into it with their whole heart. When you go into a marriage, you need to go into a marriage with the understanding that this is a lifetime commitment. Make an effort. Do all you can to make it work. This is yummy. This part that she's talking about in the movie, the problems they're having, is because there's many forms of addiction. And his addiction is, you got alcoholism and gambling. But another one is sex. There is such a thing as sex addiction. And he does a lot of stuff online, looking at porn and stuff like that. And God would not want you to do that. You should not look at any other woman but your wife. That's very important. But he was doing that, and that was upsetting her. So she wasn't giving him, sex and not wanting to sleep with him and stuff like that because of the things he was doing. And God doesn't look at things the way we do. God looks at it so differently. He looks, where we think something might not be so bad is way worse to the Lord. So, but that was his problem on here, was that, as he had such an addiction to looking at pornographic stuff online and stuff, and it hurt his wife. Same thing if a woman's doing the same thing, it would hurt a man. Nobody should ever look at another woman's body or another man's body between a husband and wife. They should only want each other. That's how God wants it. Now, I'm not acting like I'm Miss Perfect here, but I'm a faithful wife. I am. So, I love this movie so much. Every time I watch it, it touches me and makes me want to better my marriage, even better. It's just, there's something about it. But again, it's because it's all about God. When I have a problem, the problem can be huge. And if I don't pray, it's really hard. If I get on my hands and knees and pray, the problem seems to subside, or God gives me an ultimate strength. And with what I'm going through right now, I have been so into God and praying so much and reading the Bible and doing the things I'm supposed to do, that God is really giving me a huge strength and helping me get through. I've got a lot of hard days. I've had a lot of hard times with it. I've cried a lot of tears. But God has been there every step of the way with me. And some of you out there that are my good friends out there know what's going on. Some of you guys don't. I would appreciate prayers. God knows what it is. That's all that matters. So I would appreciate all the prayers I can get, because it's been very tough. I don't want to go too much more into it because I don't want to cry. But it's been really tough. I never imagined it would ever happen, but things happen in life. So, but I'm grateful for my family and my friends and God helping me get through this. Sorry, God. Guys. Not trying to make this video a sad video, right? We need to keep it happy. Oh, this tastes so good. It's like I'm eating a potato. That's what it basically is, but it's delicious. I just can't believe how, before me ever doing keto, how I would think nothing. I'd sit down and eat a hamburger and mashed potatoes with the sour cream and that. Wouldn't measure anything, wouldn't do anything like that. And yet I'm eating this, and it's so good because this is a low-carb, high-fat diet. So there's certain things we can have. which is awesome. That makes this good. Sure, I don't have, like a bread on the side or like the actual potato, but I don't miss it. I'm very satisfied with this, and I'm actually getting very full right now. Because, see, this is basically protein and veggies, and protein fills you up a lot more. Mmm. Minnie's all curled up and sleeping. You guys see her? Oh, she woke up because I said her name. It's funny how even animals sense when you're going through something. She's been so close to me and following me everywhere. She knows I'm going through something, and it's been even tough on her. She hasn't been eating her food very good, and so I've been trying to get her, to try different things or whatever, because she senses when you're upset. And an animal is so loyal. Last bite. So good. So good. So, yum. I'm full. So we're going to continue to go here. When I get to a few clips that I really think are important in the movie and really good, I'll throw them in there for you guys. And, yeah. So we'll see you in a little bit. Here's where he first talks about asking his son to do the love dare.
I've got plans to meet with my lawyer tomorrow. Caleb, I want you to do something for me. What? I want you to hold off on the divorce for 40 days. Why? I'm going to send you something in the mail.
So that's where it first starts, where his dad comes to see him and asks him to do this thing. He's going to send him in the mail. It's a 40-day challenge. That's what it is. And he said it's what saved his marriage. So that's the first start of it, which is really neat. So this movie is amazing.
My son, this 40-day journey cannot be taken lightly. It is a challenging and often difficult process, but an incredibly fulfilling one. If you will commit to a day at a time for 40 days, the results could change your life and your marriage.
Amen.
Consider it a dare from others who have done it before.
I like that, what he said right there. That was pretty cool. I'm not going to tell you the parts, like what the book is about. I'm not going to show you because they do readings in here of it, because I want you guys to take the challenge someday on your own. So it'll make you pretty, it'll make you curious. So I'll show you another part in a little bit. Okay, here he's halfway into the dare now, about 20 days in. And he's made her a candlelight dinner, and she's still not taking it. The part there, she walks away and she walks back into the room and she says, I want you to get this straight. I do not love you. And so it's making it tough on him. But right now is when he has added God in. So he doesn't give up. He keeps trying. Let's keep going. This is actually the part where he realizes he needs to add God in.
Isn't it? No. Dad, that is not what this is about. Son, you just asked me. How can someone show love over and over again when they're constantly rejected?
And who's rejected more than anybody? The Lord.
You can't love her because you can't give her what you don't have.
That's right. See? If you can't love God and love yourself, you're not going to do good in a marriage at all. You got to have God. It's important. I love this part because this is where he tells him that he's given himself to God.
It's about your faith. My faith? Yeah. What about it? Well, I'm in. You're in? Yeah. I'm in.
So now that he is adding God in, now things are going to start to get better for him. Good part here. Here's where he's tempted. The devil's going to try to tempt you more than ever when you're on God's side. There's a parasite right there, an addiction. I'm going to let you guys be surprised on that part, what he does. So I stopped it, but you guys got to watch this movie and see what he does, you know, what he ended up doing there. Let's keep going. Finds out here that that's a guy that his wife has been kind of seeing, one of the doctors.
This is concerning Catherine, my wife.
All right. What can I do for you?
I know what you're doing. And I have no intention of stepping aside as you try to steal my wife's heart.
See, that's a good part too. And he told him, he said, you know what? I'm going after her too, but I would say I have a head start because I'm married to her. I love that part. Awesome.
Thanks for helping me.
I'm going to show you a little clip of this part here. It gets me every time.
I am sorry. I have been so selfish. For the past 7 years, I have trampled on you with my words and with my actions.
That is so touching in this movie. I'm sorry, guys. This movie gets me every time. It's such a good movie.
That I've never had before.
It's almost at the end here. I'm sorry. This movie just really gets to me. So
And I'm hoping
it's almost at the end here. So we'll continue. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going through a really hard time in my life, and this movie really touches me. I'll be back.
If I haven't told you that you are a good man, you are. If I haven't told you that I've forgiven you, I have.
Now he's actually hugging and kissing his actual wife. Ain't nothing God can't put together that the devil's trying to pull apart.
Go back to your business. He was in there starting a fire.
why don't you start a fire in the
That ain't that kind of fire. Go back to your business. Go ahead.
So that's the end of this mukbang and movie. Remember to rent or buy this Fireproof. It definitely is a great movie if you're having trouble with your marriage. It definitely will help. Definitely try to get this book and do the love dare. It's definitely worth it. Even if your marriage is good, it can only make it better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry I got emotional. This movie is very emotional for me, but I love it. It's one of my favorites. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you enjoyed this whole mukbang and movie. I love you all. Take care. God bless, and I will see you all in my next video.